Now, a real treat for you because she's got more than 1 million followers on social media and her recipes are famous, world famous. In fact, she is Jane Dunn and she's swapping her online patisserie for our kitchen.
Yeah, and it's lovely to have you here because the smell's coming from here this morning being
Welcome.
gorgeous.
Yes. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you.
So chocolate chip cookies, but these are New York style, Jane, is that right? What's the difference?
These are, as you can see on your plates, you have giant chunky cookies that are probably more double your normal cookie. Just
I'm loving the size
They're
of
warm, they smell amazing, and they're really, really easy to make, which is the best part.
So when I break this open, if I think of the New York cookies, are they the kind of gooey in the middle?
They'll be really chunky, gooey, soft, perfect.
That's a lot of gooiness.
So much chocolate. I put as much in as you possibly can. And to make them is just even easier. And I recommend you can try any other flavour, but the classic ones are the best. So to start out, you have unsalted butter. You can use like a baking spread or a block butter. It doesn't really matter. You've got 2 different types of sugar. It sort of gives like a balance of like a caramel flavour as well as
why would you use 2 different?
Yeah, you can use one type, but it's like I like the colour when they come out of the oven as well. But the light brown sugar gives that sort of more warm, softer flavour. And you just want to like mix them all together so it's all soft and squishy, kind of like it is in there.
And if you haven't got a mixer, Jane, can you just beat that with a wooden spoon?
You can just use your arm and keep going as much as you possibly can. It's easy to make a cookie dough, it just takes a bit of time. But, like, if you add in, like, the egg, you add in some vanilla as well, it creates, like...
Oh, you've got chocolate all around your mouth.
It creates, like, the perfect sort of gooey texture.
We haven't got any napkins. Oh, well.
How'd you just bother with your own cookie and leave me
got some in your eyebrow?
What?
It's amazing. It's worth it. Get chocolate everywhere.
They're a bit more gooey than maybe we thought, so they were, Jane. But...
That's how the way they should be. It means they're perfect.
Oh. Jane, you've got a real gift for spreading your love and your joy for cooking to everybody, and thank you very much indeed for that. Who have you got to credit with that?
It's one of those things, like, I grew up baking with, like, my family, my grandma sort of thing, but then I went to cookery school, so I trained in cooking as well as patisserie. But I'm the sort of person that just loves sweet stuff. I love cake, I love sugar, I love anything like that.
Yeah.
What have you just put in there?
So in here, I've already put the egg and the vanilla. Then we've put in some plain flour, 1½ teaspoons of baking powder, now some bicarbonate of soda, and some sea salt. I like adding sea salt because it gives that sort of... It goes against the sweetness, but in, like, a balance.
Yeah,
so it's not going to be too thickly.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
You can taste it.
Yes, I can taste the salt in it, yeah.
I can just taste the chocolate. It's delicious.
So when you, like, mix all of the rest of the ingredients in, you just make sure it creates, like, just an even colour of dough. And then you can whack in all of the chocolate chips and anything you fancy, really.
So do you bake every day, Jane?
Yeah, literally, pretty much every day, everything you can think of, cheesecakes, cakes, desserts, all sorts.
So when you started on social media, was that just sharing with your friends and things, and now you're this internet sensation?
Yeah, I didn't realise that so many people would want to, like, follow my journey and bake along with me, but these cookies are one of my most famous recipes I've done, which is probably one of the reasons why everyone wants to make them every day. But, OK, so when you've made your cookie dough, it should end up looking roughly like this. And you just want to portion them into cookies that are about 120 grams each. And you just want to make sure you chill the dough so that it can sort of set the dough. Chilling it means they won't spread.
If you didn't chill it, what happens?
They can become a bit more pancakey. And you want to keep that thickness so that it creates the perfect texture, the gooiness. That may be a little bit too much, but we like it. We like chocolate.
And have you been to New York and eaten these cookies in New York?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to go, and I went around and found all the bakeries that did it, and it's absolutely worth the trip just for the cookies, I will say. Once you have chilled the cookies, you can actually freeze them in a bag and then just bake them straight from frozen as well.
Oh, straight from frozen?
Yeah, you can just keep them in the freezer whenever you want. 1 cookie, 2 cookies, and then you'll just put them on the tray like normal.
3 cookies and more.
Yeah, maybe 5 or 6. And then you just make sure you can put them in the oven, and after about 12 minutes, I'd say, they'd get to the perfect texture. And you just want to make sure you bring them out and you let them set on the tray. Because...
That's the hardest bit.
Yes.
Because at this point, you go, they look so delicious, I just want to eat them now.
Exactly. When they're at this point, they are still very, very warm and they'll be a little bit too gooey. Obviously, once you've finished baking them, let them set, it'll be the perfect texture cookie that you've got on your plate.
And then do you put them on a cooling rack once they've set?
I tend to leave them on here just so that they've set fully, and then I will probably tend to eat some, maybe with a bit of ice cream, caramel drizzle, you know, something. It can be a proper dessert, a proper luxury. You can also do different flavours. So on this, I used milk chocolate and dark chocolate, but you can use white chocolate, any other chopped bar. You could freeze like a nut spread or something and put that in the middle of the cookie dough. They're so adaptable, which is what I love about them, and they are definitely probably my favourite thing to bake ever.
Well, I can see why, because they are absolutely delicious. They've got that nice kind of crunch on the outside.
Yes.
Haven't they? That nice crispy bit on the outside, and then the goo in the middle.
I was going to say.
Lovely. I could see you setting up a little cookie dough shop.
Honestly, that would be my absolute dream. I think
in Portsmouth.
Would it?
There
Yeah,
you are.
exactly.
Anybody you want to say hello to in Portsmouth? This is your big debut on Grown Up TV. So anybody you want to say hello to?
I'll just say hi to my mum, who's looking after my dogs at the minute.
What's mum's name?
Joan.
Hello, Joan. Ruth's mum's called Joan as well.
Oh,
Lovely.
cute.
Your daughter's very talented, and these are delicious. And I hope the dog's all right.
What's your dog called?
I've got a black lab puppy called Thor and a golden retriever called Rolo, who's also named after a cheesecake.
Thor and Rolo.
Cheesecake?
Yeah. I have a Rolo
Norse
cheesecake recipe on my blog. Yeah.
And a cheesecake.
Do you love anyone enough to give them your last Rolo? That's the question. Jane, absolutely superb. Thank you very much indeed. She did well, Joan, didn't she? Very good. Very, very good. Excellent stuff. We'll see you again soon.
Thank you so much.